Hello, movie lovers. Welcome back to the Apocaflix Awards. This is going to be our best scene of 2015 category. For those of you who don't know, we decided to do an award special, Gio Ramos's idea, and we have 12 categories that we're individually running through, and we each have an award to give out for those categories. I'm your host, Jacob Bartley, and I'm here with Gio Ramos and Jake Berlin again. What's up, guys?
Doing good. Ready to keep this thing rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Same. Looking forward to giving a very hard category the best scene.
Yeah, so we each got to pick 3 categories, and then we had 3 mandatory ones that we were all going to do. And this is one of Gio's categories. So, Gio, let's start with you, man. What was your best scene of 2015?
Tough one. You know, there's so many good. We're not talking about movies here. We're talking about scenes.
Yeah.
Here. And so this just opens up a whole new different subject, list. So I chose 2. One's a runner-up and one's my favorite scene. Favorite / best scene, I feel like. So the runner-up for me was the scene at the end of Sicario where Benicio del Toro visits Emily Blunt's character.
It's a good scene.
You want to talk about like suspense and just like you don't know what's gonna happen. So Benicio del Toro, spoilers if you haven't seen Sicario, chances are you probably haven't even heard of it. But so Benicio del Toro is in Emily Blunt's apartment, and he points a gun to her face and has her sign a contract. And like the whole entire time, you're like, oh my God, is Emily Blunt gonna make it out of here? Like, not very much dialogue is said. It's just the two of them looking at each other. Emily Blunt she looks scared out of her mind. And Benicio del Toro looks like how he looked like when he blasted that family in the earlier scene, in the movie. And it was just so suspenseful. I loved it. Again, not much dialogue, but their facial expressions just say so much, and for me, that was like a really good scene, one of the top scenes in a movie. But my best scene, you guys have heard me talk about this so many times. It's in Steve Jobs. It's when Michael Fassbender and I believe his name is John Scully, played by Jeff Daniels. The two of them, Steve Jobs, it's during the second act.
See, that's a scene I should have considered, and I didn't even think of it. That's an amazing
Yeah, the chairs are on the table, right?
Yeah.
In the hallway.
Now,
Amazing
Steve Jobs is
scene.
about to go on stage, and John Scully's waiting, Jeff Daniels, and the two of them start talking like, okay, what do you want? Well, we're going to talk about this and that. Like, you're going to go out there. Are you going to end me? Are you going to do this and that? And then the scene, the two of them start arguing, and then the scene goes to flashback to where Michael Fassbender is getting ousted from his own company by Jeff Daniels and the entire board around him. And then it goes back to Steve Jobs and John Scully, Fassbender and Jeff Daniels, and they're just arguing at each other. They're going at it. And I'm sitting in my seat, and then I look over at Jacob, and I'm like, Fassbender might win this Academy Award. Like, the two of them are just going back and forth, and this whole entire time.
And it's amazing because he's like the only character in the whole movie that's not afraid to stand up to Steve Jobs.
I know,
which is incredible.
It's so insane. They're yelling back and
Other
forth.
than Kate Winslet's character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like it's so incredible. The dialogue is so amazing in this scene right here, and Jeff Daniels, like, this whole entire year he's been giving really good performances, but in this movie he just really brings it. And in this scene especially, it's so incredible. Like, he goes, you're issuing contradictory instructions, you're insubordinate, you make people miserable, our top engineers are flying to Sun, Dell, Wall Street, all the other places. And then, like, they go back and forth, and then John Scully is like, I'm going to send in my resignation, but you guys, if you wanted me to stay at this company, you have to keep Steve Jobs, you have to throw him out, and then, like, it's just back and forth. It's so great. So that's my best scene.
We talked about it earlier, but Jeff Daniels is another one of those guys that kind of disappeared for a while and made a comeback.
See, it's like the year of the comeback for older actors. All right, Gio, great choice. I should have thought of that. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. I'm going to give my best scene. There's so many great scenes to choose from. I have 2 runners-up. My first runner-up is the scene in Ex Machina when Dom Gleason tells Oscar Isaac, you tore up that piece of paper, and he says, I'm about to tear up the dance floor. And then him and another character start dancing. It's such, I guess it could be considered a moment too, but just that whole scene, I love that movie. As you can tell, we've mentioned it so many times already, and we've only done 3 categories. Like, it could be my number one scene. Also, the scene in Ant-Man where Ant-Man and Falcon fight.
I have that one down.
That's an amazing scene. That's totally worthy. Such a great, fun, entertaining action scene that says a lot about Ant-Man and his abilities. So that's a great scene. But my number one scene, I had to go with it. And there's a reason why I read this category. It was the first thing that popped into my mind. Is the scene in Kingsman with Colin Firth in the church.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes.
Oh my
That
God.
scene is so incredible. I love that this movie's rated R, and I've always regarded Kingsman as one of my favorite films of the year, but I was, you kind of forget about it because it's been so long. But then I was just at my house and I walk out to the living room and my brother's watching it and that scene's on and I'm like, holy crap. That scene is amazing. The action, just the violence, the gore. Colin Firth is a badass, and he proved it in that scene. And that's the best scene in the movie. It's really hard to choose from, but that is my favorite scene. Best scene of the year is the Kingsman church scene.
And the song too.
Yeah,
Freebird.
Amazing.
Listen to Freebird the same way again.
Such an incredible scene. If you have not seen Kingsman, you have to watch it. If not for anything, this scene, it's amazing. So that is my choice for best scene of the year, the Kingsman church scene. Jake Berlin, going to you, man. What is your best scene of 2015 in a movie?
Okay, so a couple honorable mentions. I'm going to throw in the Steve Jobs one. Fantastic. I'm going to throw in both Ant-Man and Kingsman because they weren't just fun, but they were just so well done.
Yeah.
Also, I can't go without mentioning the final lightsaber duel in Star Wars between Kylo Ren and Daisy Ridley.
That's a good one, too. It's
I
worthy.
thought it was just fantastically choreographed, and I thought the intensity between the two characters and whatnot was so great. But the scene for me, it gave me such emotion, was the conversation between Adonis Creed and Rocky in the final ring of the movie when Adonis says, I have to prove that I'm not a mistake, and Rocky goes on this speech telling him that, you made me realize all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like the back and forth between them and the emotion involved, it just hit me so well. I actually had another Creed scene on there, too, that was going back and forth between the running montage when he's running down the street.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
going
amazing.
back to him into the cancer parts. That scene, but the conversation between those two, that specific scene stands out to me the most. It really hit hard with me. It was kind of the culmination of the entire movie, and it kind of just came to all one big puzzle right there. This category is so hard to choose because there's so many good scenes, but I got to go Creed, the conversation between Adonis and Rocky, and those two realizing how much they mean to each other and whatnot and what they've done for each other. It brought the most emotion for me, and it definitely hit me hard. So.
Dude, that's a great scene. You just reminded me how great of a film Creed is.
Yeah.
Because, look, it wasn't in my, top 15 of the year, but it's such a great film. It's not in my top 15 of the year, but it should be nominated for Best Picture. I fully believe that.
And it's another testament to Sylvester Stallone and the type of performance that he gave in this movie. Like, you don't see that from Sylvester Stallone every film, every day. It's so it was just incredible. Like
I think that scene, he's being nominated for a bunch of stuff. Like that scene might be one of the reasons why he might get nominated because of the kind of emotion and dramatic chops that he brought.
Yeah, I totally agree.
All right, well, that does it for our best scene of 2015. I had the Kingsman Church scene. Gio had the Steve Jobs argument between Jeff Daniels and Michael Fassbender. And Jake had the final round of Creed scene between Adonis Creed and Rocky. All great choices. There's so many other scenes. Guarantee you there's scenes out there that we didn't even think of and we'd get mad at ourselves for not mentioning. But it's so hard to keep track of. There's literally almost like hundreds of thousands of scenes throughout the year. So we had some great choices. That'll do it for this category. I'm your host, Jacob Bartley. You can find me on Twitter at Governor Bartley, anywhere on social media at Jacob Bartley. I want to thank Gio Ramos. Where can they find you online, man?
You guys can find me on Twitter at GioRamos24 and on Apocaflixmovies.com every day.
And Jake Berlin, where can they find you online?
Twitter, Instagram at Qui-Gon Jake, our Facebook page at Apocaflix Movies.
Thank you all for listening to our Apocaflix Awards Best Scene category. Look through our playlist for our other categories. We're going to have 11 other categories. And please subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that like button. We'd really appreciate it.